OCD Radio, Fighting Back Together, available exclusively at www.youhaveocd.com. YouHaveOCD.com is proud to present to you How to Get Over OCD, our new step-by-step guide to overcoming OCD. In this book, you will learn what to do when you get an OCD thought, how to prevent new obsessions from occurring, how to overcome your existing obsessions, how your OCD got as bad as it did today, what you can do to never have another OCD thought ever again. This book will show you step by step how to overcome OCD. Order now at www.youhaveocd.com. Hi and welcome to OCD Radio. I'm your host Ali. Today I wanted to talk to you about how others can help you in the quest of overcoming OCD. Everybody has somebody who cares about them. Everybody has somebody who wants to help them overcome OCD. Every OCD person has that. I hope every OCD person has that. So how can they help you? What can they do to make your progress even faster? Well, we're going to talk about it today. First thing they can do is they cannot give you any more reassurance. So when next time you ask, is this a real thought? Is this an OCD thought? Could I have gotten an incurable disease that way? Do you think this happened? These kind of questions, the what if questions, any kind of question to do with OCD, they cannot reassure you that your fears are unfounded. They cannot reassure you that your thoughts are not real. Every time that they reassure you, they are actually making your OCD worse. They're pulling you deeper in, because as soon as they reassure you, you're going to have another OCD thought similar to that. Your anxiety is still going to be there. It's not going to get better. The way it gets better is by you being able to deal with anxiety. So next time you have an OCD thought and you come to them for help, their response should be, I'm not going to give you reassurance anymore. That's it. Do not even allow them to tell you, this is an OCD thought, I'm not going to answer it to you because it's an OCD thought. Because by them telling you it's an OCD thought, they're kind of already reassuring. So, basically they just have to say, no, I'm not going to talk about it with you. And you have to understand that by them not talking about it with you, they are helping you. They are not, not being caring about you. They're not trying to push you away. They are actually doing it to help you. It has to be kind of like a contract between the two of you. They know what's going on, you know what's going on, and you both know why the other person is not giving you a reassurance. By actually not giving reassurance, they are tremendously helping you in the recovery. However, this is very important. This does not mean that you go to somebody else who doesn't have this deal with you and you ask them for reassurance. So each person who is, helping you has to pull their part. But mostly, of course, like everything else, it depends on you. There's with reassurance, there's so many ways to seek reassurance that if that person doesn't give it to you, you go and seek it somewhere else. You cannot do that. What they're doing is they're helping you in your recovery, meaning they're only helping you a little bit. They do what they can to help you, but the majority of it is you. You are helping you to get better, because that's the only person who can help you is you. Medication is not going to do it, because when you take medication, it just masks the problem. It's not going to help you long term, because as soon as you stop taking that medication, guess what? OCD is going to come right back. And I know, this is a whole other thing, but you know what, I'm going to get into it a little bit, but I'll get into it, fully in another podcast. But basically, a lot of doctors don't know how to treat OCD properly, so they just give you medication so you feel better, because you go to the doctor to feel better and they make you feel better. The only way they can do that is by giving you medication. They don't know anything else. They don't have any other tools, so they do what they can. Anyways, let's get back to how others can help you. What can others do? What else can they do? Another thing they can do for you is every time you try to avoid something, they will not let you avoid. For example, a friend or a relative, whoever's helping you, you tell them, I'm not going to be able to come to this event, I'm not going to be able to do this with you because I am having OCD, or I'm afraid I'm going to get OCD, or I'm afraid that one of my fears will come true if I do this with you. Well, their response is, you're avoiding. I love you, but you're going. You're doing this because this is a normal thing to do. Everyday people do this every single time they want to do this. There's nothing wrong with doing this. You are doing this. This is avoidance. And they have to make you do this. Because sometimes you're just not able to do this on your own. Sometimes you're too scared, you're too frightened, you're too whatever, and they need to give you that extra push that, no, you are doing this. For me, I was always afraid of being around a lot of people, and it frightened me to be in a supermarket because there were so many people, or in a restaurant, and I have people in my life who care enough about me to take me to those places, even though they knew it wasn't going to be a wonderful, enjoyable time, but I needed to be there to deal with that anxiety there, to kind of stay with the anxiety, stay in the situation, don't run away from it. And when you're in that situation, the anxiety will subside on its own. So, but you need to stay in the situation long enough to do that. So, for example, if you are afraid of, like me, like of being in a supermarket, you stay there until your anxiety peaks and then decreases. So, because like I'd go there and I'm like, oh my god, all the people, blah 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 blah, and the thoughts are racing through my mind. But as you stay there for another, say, 5 minutes after that, you start to calm down, because the anxiety can only last at such a degree for so long. So you just have to kind of stick it out. And that's when other people come in, is they can help you be in normal situations that you were unable to be in previously. And every time you want to avoid a normal situation, then they don't allow you to do so. They recognize it as an OCD, because sometimes you are even unable to recognize it as an OCD, but they have to, and they can help you deal with it. And eventually you'll take over that. You'll know that, no, I'm avoiding, so I should do it anyway. But until you're able to do it, this is definitely one thing that they can do for you. So, okay, so what else can they do? If you are feeling bad, you have to explain to them that you may not be able to perform at your best. This especially deals with, if you have a significant other who you're living with, or even, if you're young and you're still living with your parents. They need to understand that you are going to have days of extreme anxiety. And when you have those days, they have to know that you're not going to be able to be the best daughter, son, husband, wife, whatever that you can be. Not because you don't care about, pulling your weight around the house, or pulling your weight in work, or whatever it is, but they have to understand that you have a problem right now, you're trying to solve it, but you're not there yet. And those days, when those days happen, they need to be accepting of, you not being 100%. If you want to stay in bed in those days when you're feeling really bad, and you choose to stay in bed, which is going to be another show altogether, how to deal with bad days, but whatever you choose to do on those bad days, they have to be okay with it. They have to cut you some slack, basically. So, if they do those 3 things, not everybody will do them, not everybody will be okay with it, but those things will help. Another thing very important they can do, not follow your rituals. Whatever rituals you have created in your life by now, which I'm sure, since you had OCD for a while before coming across this program, is, you've created a lot of different, ways of, not like right out, avoidance, but, kind of sneaky ways of avoiding things. For example, a person who is afraid of touching doorknobs may, start asking others to open the door for them. So like kind of sneaky, a person who is afraid of bringing germs into the house